Welcome to the Eisenstein Effect. I'm your host, Vickie Eisenstein, and this is my guest,
Susan Messing.
She did that answering machine style, just like I asked her to. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So Susan is an amazing performer. You can find her all over the stages here in Chicago. She both teaches and performs at I.O. and at The Annoyance. She has been on the main stage at Second City.
Good one.
Yeah, she's got credits falling around her like rain showers. Whew, okay, the hard part of my job's over now.
Yeah.
So, tell me, where are you from?
Wait a minute. Are you worried about blowing the effect?
What?
I mean, like, are you worried about like blowing it at the top of your own show? You gotta do whatever you want.
Oh no, it's always pressure at the top of my show.
Really?
That's the most pressureful part.
That's the part I hate about my own show.
Really?
I hate introducing anything as myself.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's really hard. It's like once I'm into the interview, then I can just concentrate on
Yes.
you. But before that, I'm like, and audience, now, on the count of three, it's somebody.
Well, I think she's doing it swimmingly.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from New Jersey. I'm from Short Hills, New Jersey.
And what exit number is that?
Off the Garden State Parkway, I think it's 142, but I'm not exactly sure off the turnpike.
So if people got off at 142, would they find relatives of yours there still?
They would find my mom.
Great.
And if you took the turnpike, well, no, Garden State Parkway too. My grandparents used to live in Perth Amboy, but they don't. They're still dead.
Oh. I think still dead as though they might have been reanimated, but not.
My father used to say, had to bury him, dead you know. And then when my dad died, it took on a little more of a, I don't know, a little weight. You know.
Wow.
Had to bury him, dead you know.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, he's still dead.
So how'd you get into improv?
How to get into improv. I was a theater major at Northwestern, and that's how I got to Evanston, sort of Chicago. And I was a horrible actress.
No.
I was a horrible actress, but I was.
I like how you say horrible. That's your
that's
Eastern
my
heritage.
that's the one thing that's left from the East Coast. I'll say horrible and orange, and you
really?
say orange.
Yeah,
right?
orange, definitely
I
orange.
say orange.
How about that thing that goes in Twix? That's not the chocolate and
Caramel.
not the caramel. Caramel.
You said caramel. You say caramel.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. And do you call them sprinkles or jimmies?
I've never even heard of somebody calling a sprinkle a Jimmy. How do you feel about beets?
I don't feel good about beets because when we were little, my mom used to get like trays of canned foods, you know, like as though we couldn't have fresh vegetables or something. I don't know. She just went through a lazy phase, I guess. And
well, it's like a very 50s thing, so maybe how she grew up.
Ugh.
Okay, so you went to Northwestern.
So I was a terrible actress. A terrible actress. And then after Northwestern, I heard of this place where I had auditioned my junior year for a college improv team. It was called Improv Olympic, and they were only 5 years in, and I thought, they make them up sound good, and I decided to take a class.
Yeah, and that's how it all came about.
Yeah, I just didn't want to get kicked off stage. That was pretty much my goal.
Well, I think you've done a good job.
Thanks. You know what? I still could have that moment where somebody comes up on stage with a hook and starts pulling me off, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, and I'm so grateful, like nobody kicked me off before. I've been going to boot camp. Boot camp's horrible.
That's like early morning, lots of fitness, right?
It's the worst thing ever. It's kind of like CrossFit light. And it's only 30 minutes, but it's the worst 30 minutes of your life. I'm unintentional comedy when I do it. I feel like I'm protected by that.
Yeah, you know, even if you are messing up like one of the exercises, well, I'm a comedian.
Well, I'm there to make everybody else feel better about themselves.
There you go.
That's how we are protected by comedy and comedy.
There you go.
Because if we screw it up, we're like, oh well, comedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other like kind of risks have you taken in your life? Like knowing that, okay, I can always say it's comedy.
You know what? Everything I've done, I feel like in the past 5 years has not been because I've had a thesis statement of what I've wanted to do, but people have asked me to do things, and if I so don't want to do it based on fear, I kind of make myself do it. Not something like bungee jumping or jumping out of a plane or something.
So nothing physically dangerous.
Well, boot camp.
Okay, could be, yeah.
Having me in your gym is dangerous. That's for them. That's on you. But I would have to say, I just do things that are out of my comfort zone. I mean, I've always wanted to be a hockey goalie.
Really?
And I still think there's time. I could see myself as a goalie, definitely comedy, but you know, I would love to shoot something with a hockey team.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, really.
All right, hockey teams that are watching this or listening.
Yeah, well, I'm a Rangers fan, so I will do the Hawks because they're close by.
Okay, wow, it was possible, and now I feel like we're narrowing it down a lot.
We are. I'm just telling you who my favorites are. That's
Okay.
fair. That's fair. I'm a Rangers fan, and if they had to put a gun to my head and say number 2, it would be probably Detroit, because I think Detroit needs it. I don't think Chicago needs it. I'm always very happy when Chicago wins a lot of things in the city. I think it's good for our city and good for our morale, but it's not my favorite. But when Chicago won this year, remember New York almost won, I was really kind of devastated. It's like my only sport is hockey, and I was a little devastated because we were very, very close, and we've been very close for 2 years. And so people actually kind of sent me little condolence messages and stuff. I think everybody was very kind about it.
Nice.
But I would like to be on the ice, so it's kind of like a make-a-wish for, like, I'm not sick yet. You know what I mean? So if I ever get, like, super sick, like, play this for New York. I've been a Rangers fan in New York since 1975-76 season, before she was even considered a zygote.
I think most people who have taken class or seen Susan Messing perform know that she's very comfortable with using all of the words in the English language.
Comfortable? Wow, that's a great way to say it, as opposed to she can't control herself and she swears.
No, you are very comfortable using all forms of vocabulary words.
I think some people aren't very comfortable hearing all forms of vocabulary, but then again, when you were with the Annoyance, it's not like, F-bomb, what do you think about that? You know what I mean? It means like bathtub stop, or the C word that's not cancer, you know, that you don't utter. I do, it means bathtub stop at this point in my life. But
wait, are you saying you call the bathtub stop a cunt?
Oh, you can't say that word?
I'm going to say it.
Okay. Well, in England, you know, cunt is not a horrifying word.
They use it all the time.
They use it all the time. Oh, bloody cunt. And it means like bitch. It's not as horrifyingly up the ladder, because in Chicago, you know, it sounds a little harsh. The Annoyance is a very uncensored space. That doesn't mean that you go around saying cunty, titty, titty, cunty, but we can protect it. You know, can find a way. And so to have the luxury, not your right as a comedian, to be able to say and do whatever you want, it's pretty darn nice.
I'm going to get a little real here. What do you think of, is it Nicole Arbour?
Wow, I was just having a serious conversation about Nicole Arbour with my daughter this morning in the car.
Really?
Who was 12.
Did she see the video?
Nope, because I didn't want to give it an extra play. Because I didn't want her to see it. Because my daughter has a very strong sense of justice and a really good sense of strengthened bodies versus skinny and all that stuff. So, you know, I very much from a young age made sure that she knew that whatever size your body is and whatever, as long as you are strong and healthy, it is perfect and you are beautiful. I really do believe that. Nicole Arbour. Here's one thing. If she was funny, just to start, on a basic comedic principle, as somebody who's done comedy for a long time, I would maybe even give her a half a thumbs up, although I don't think body shaming is funny. It just doesn't interest me as a point of comedy. It doesn't interest me at all. I think it's a cheap out. I think it's easy to make fun of the way somebody looks. I just, number one, I don't think it's funny. Number two, I think it does a huge disservice to the evolution of women, and especially, not just the evolution of women, but women who do that to other people. We're better than that. We're just better than that. There's nothing creative. It was cheap. It was stupid. It was really mean, and it was unfunny. And she called herself a comedian. Here's where, I hate the word karma. I think it's a stupid word, but we know what, you know, but there's no other word for what that means. So I will use the word karma. Beautiful karma, and then she got fired from that movie in Toronto. Brilliant. She was
going to do an anti-bullying PSA too.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious, and the director dropped her because he was like, I didn't know she was like this.
Wait, for a PSA, that's the second one?
Yeah.
Okay, which is even better. I hope this comes crashing down, that she sits down and she actually, you know, the sad thing is...
Well, I listened to an NPR interview with her last night.
She had an NPR interview?
Yes.
And
well, she's at like 20 million views, you know. I wanted to slap her a little bit because she was like, well, some people just don't understand. I'm being silly. It's comedy.
No, it's not comedy.
And everything should be on board. I'm an equal opportunity offender.
No, comedy, you know what?
Painful.
Here's the thing. You have to protect content so that people are A, able to listen, and B, able to laugh. So I'm in the most uncensored, one of the few uncensored comedy theaters on the planet. And even my show, which is on Thursdays, I put it at 10:30 on a Thursday night instead of Friday at 8. I'm more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable with that. You have to understand there's cause and effect. I don't say I'm a comedian, fuck you, deal with it. I say, how can I, there's something in me now that registers an 8 o'clock audience on a Tuesday night versus a 10:30 even on a Tuesday night, which is also an off night. There's something, and the building that I'm in. When I'm at Second City, I'm doing social and political satire, although because I'm 51, I'm sort of doing what I want still, but we're also at 9 o'clock upstairs in the skybox where they don't really know what we're doing, but they know that we're like rabid ferrets and that it's very playful and that it's not fuck you.
Yeah.
Deal with it. And that, and when people say, oh, it's now PC, you know who's her best audience? Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter is her best audience.
Yeah.
People who say hateful things going, look what I just did, and like laugh and embarrassed laugh. She obviously doesn't understand comedy. What she does understand is that she will say hateful things and she'll become famous. What she doesn't understand about fame is you can also get famous for killing a bus full of children. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
I like that.
Yeah, Nicole. Yeah. Enjoy your life, because I think any comedian I respect on the planet would find that at the least boring, at the most it's not even thoughtless, at the most it could cause a lot of harm to people. A lot of harm to people.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. My characters who are hateful and mean and evil are ludicrous. They're laughable. Because I'm really interested in leaving my mark on society as someone who tried to help, not hinder progress. Really, you really ought to think about your shit, because your shit really sucked. It sucked. It was just bad. Bad. And she had enough time you know how much time, even with editing, that you have to look over something and go, you know what, out of context this might look weird, I might not keep this in. You probably have even called up people and said, hey, do you want this in, or is this okay? Or you actually had to wrestle with that for a second and then say, fuck it, it does make sense in the whole, right? In the whole construct. She had so much time during editing to look at this and say, this isn't funny. Believe me, I have to look, anything that I write down, that I don't just improvise, you better believe it has been gone over with a fine-tooth comb. As far as a comedy lesson, this is huge. You can't sympathize with her, you can't empathize with her, and she did not educate you.
Yeah.
She didn't. She educated you to what a bully looks like a textbook.
I mean, and she was like, I've gotten thousands of messages of people saying, you helped me put down my donuts. I was like, really? Really? Did anybody watch that and not feel like you were being a jerk?
But those are the people that also, say, PC is not okay. And I'm going, yeah, it is. PC is about evolution.
Yeah.
PC is about things that are wrong, are just wrong about the human condition that you won't acknowledge. Cat.
I like that.
Why don't you just pick an object in this room?
Oh, ooh. Are those tongs? What are those?
It's a wishbone.
That's a wishbone? Okay, golden wishbone.
So you're donating eggs?
Yeah, I think that the eggs from my farm this year are really, I stopped using the antibiotics, so they're actually much better than before.
Interesting, because you're a young girl, so I was thinking to myself, you're going to donate your eggs, not your eggs. I was going to say, if you donated them, I hear you can make a lot of money. In our time, we made a lot of children.
In the Victorian era?
I'm not that old, sweetheart.
Queen Victoria had 9 children.
Take a napkin.
Thank you. Thanks.
Enjoying the picnic, huh?
I am.
The grandson sure picked a big one, huh?
Well,
I mean a big one as in brain. You got a big brain.
I'm sensing a little bit like you want me to be having a grandchild here?
I didn't say it. Did I say that?
No, it
can
just seemed inferred. It just seemed inferred.
Oh, when you just said inferred, I thought that meant like embedded or like in a cervical wall.
Yes, I can see where you're going with this.
Oh, fertilize. That's what I thought. Fertilize. When you said inferred, I heard fertilize. I would like someone in our family. Well, you know, Jeremy's gay, and God knows what transition. Pauline, I guess her name is now, is going through.
I would like to point out that Jeremy has a nice Korean adopted daughter.
He does, but that's adopted. I'm saying, what's gonna be, you know, left of this family line, you know? This is the end of the line. My grandson, Troy, is the last one in the line who could actually do something with, you know, what he's got. I'm just saying this is a family matriarch. I'm just noticing things. I'm just saying. So you look like a sweet
Lorraine, girl. I don't have a uterus anymore.
What do you mean you don't have a uterus?
I had it taken out.
Why would it 25, where did you leave it? Put it back in.
No, they took it out.
Why would they take it out?
At 19, I made a vow. I made a vow on YouTube, actually. It was kind of a silly vow, but I made that vow, and I said that I'm going to go into the organic farming business, and I'm not going to have children because the world doesn't need it.
Get your tubes tied, you stupid bitch. Are you kidding?
Lorraine!
You don't get your insides like lobbed out like a pumpkin? No. Nobody what doctor agreed? Did you go to Mexico?
Yes.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Mexico has a very cheap price on this.
I can't believe, yeah, I'm so...
Tijuana. They gave me a really nice dose of anesthetic. Let me tell you, I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, you're a smart one. Oh. Well, maybe it's good then you don't make the family baby. Who the hell is gonna make it? I was hoping your eggs. Organic farming. Why didn't you make an organic baby? Like, you know, you could have just done it like, you know, you could have plopped down in a field or
I believe that carbon footprints are too big these days, and I don't want to put more on this earth. I think that there's enough that isn't appreciated.
Does Troy know this?
Yeah, of course he knows this.
He knows this?
Yes. Troy's actually very progressive.
Well, everybody in this family's progressive. Jeremy's making out with his husband, and over there...
Transitioning right before our eyes.
Paulina, Paul, I don't know what he is anymore.
I think Pauline. He's meant to have the Christmas card with Pauline
give him
on
some
it.
of my costume jewelry. I'm telling you, listen, you notice how no one's sitting next to me but the person who's not in the family because I tell the truth.
I think it's plug time.
Oh, it's plug time.
Yeah, plug the plugs.
Tuesday nights, I play with my friend Blaine Swen at the I.O. in a little show called Blessing at 10:30 p.m. Thursday nights, I'm at the Annoyance in a little show called Messing with a Friend. That's at 10:30 p.m. And on Friday, I'm at the Second City in a little show called The Boys with a bunch of boys and Rachel Mason.
And then, let's see, Twitter. How do they follow you on the Twitters?
I twat now. I just started twatting this year.
Twatting.
At Messing Susan. I like dogs.
Well, this was so lovely. Thank
you
are. So much. You're lovely.
Thank you, Vickie.
Thanks for being on my
Thanks
show.
for coming to the Eisenstein effect.